Hello, everyone. I'm Tennille Irby, mother of 4, 3 boys, 1 girl.
And I'm Thea Monyee, mother of 3 girls.
And I'm Nekisha Killings, also mother of 3 girls.
And welcome to another episode of
Them Black
Mamas.
I didn't get the countdown. I did it like Them Black Mamas. Are we going?
I don't ever do a countdown. When I say all.
But it's Dem Paul's Black Mamas? Like, how are we?
We're still all Paul. Dem Black Mamas.
Oh, okay. That is what y'all do. And I'm like, Dem Black Mamas. But okay, we got to get on the same page about that part.
I still need time to grow. I want you in my life. The timing isn't right.
It's all right. This is just episode 2.
Right. This is episode 2, and we have not perfected the sew-in yet. Again, I think that we're at season 1 finale, America's Next Top Model, Tyra Weave.
Status.
It's her. Our show is that level of
Weave.
You know.
Mm-hmm. So it's still a little janky. Just a little bit.
Just a smidge. This is, in fact, the 3rd time we've tried to record this show because the devil is busy. The devil.
Lord,
let us be great.
He don't. Let's just say he don't sleep. Let's just say he don't sleep.
But we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. So, for those of you, if this is your first time listening, Dem Black Mamas is a podcast for us, by us, for Black Mamas, by Black Mamas. We are on social media, so you can hit us up on
Facebook at Dem Black Mamas, MAMAS.
Or you can hit us up on Twitter at Dem Black Mamas.
And on Instagram at Dem Black Mamas. Or you can email us your thoughts about the show, our topics, or just show us some love at demblackmamas@gmail.com. And what's going on for the show today, Nekisha?
Woo! We are going to have an exciting one and an emotional one. Yes. This is the day that we honor the very venerable Michelle Robinson Obama.
Yes.
Floatus.
Michelle
LaVaughn.
It is.
Robinson.
LaVaughn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Obama.
Mm-hmm. That one.
Yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be kind of sad.
Oh, yeah. No, not even kind of.
I mean, well, it's not going to be sad. It's going to be good.
I'm going to be sad. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be sad. I don't know where we're going with that, but I'm just going to intercept. I'm going to be sad as hell. Y'all know,
no, because
y'all have seen what's coming next. Okay, so let's just begin with talking real emotions.
If we're celebrating her like they do at Black funerals, it's supposed to be a celebration.
Yeah.
Well, no, Black people are still sad.
Somebody falls out.
Yeah, so okay, never mind. That didn't work. Yeah, it's gonna be.
So it's gonna be Black funeral homegoing sad.
Okay. Boom. That's what the show is today. Oh. Black funeral homegoing service.
Okay, so we will give honor to Floatus and give her a little bit of a farewell from the Black Mamas. As well as we'll talk about some awesome collection plate causes, and we will end with Black Mamas Say. And Crystal's got a special presentation for Black Mamas Say today. So that's it.
I'm going to do an Easter speech at the end. I got my Easter speech all written out. I'm going to do a little Easter speech at the end. I'm so excited. I haven't done an Easter speech in a long time.
It's going to be fantastic.
Okay. But before we jump into this episode, we do want to thank you guys so much because our first episode got like a lot of plays on SoundCloud. So we're really, really excited about that. And we just want to thank everybody for your feedback, for your support, for your love.
Thank you to the listeners.
For your support. And let me tell you something, all 18 of our Twitter followers and all 16 of our SoundCloud followers, y'all better do it. Y'all better be out there first.
We love that.
We appreciate you.
Y'all on the right side of history. That's what you are.
That's right. On the right side of history. Y'all getting in there first. Maybe when we get some sponsors, we can do some giveaways. So if y'all know some folks that are trying to sponsor a podcast, tell them to hit us up. And we're open to that. Because we need some equipment, as you can see.
To get this sound together, we may need a few items.
Okay, yeah. So we just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody. And we can head into
this is our What's Good segment. We just like to share with y'all what's good in our lives, hoping something amazing and good is happening in yours. So, Nekisha, you going to kick us off. What's good with you?
Yes. Okay, I actually have two.
Okay.
I have two things I'm really, really excited about. The first thing is this age and stage that my kids are at. I'm loving 4, 6, and 8. I'm loving the fact that they are independent, that they play well together, that they entertain each other, that they can get up, do hygiene, get themselves a snack if don't have breakfast ready, all that good stuff, and get dressed.
Wait. Your kids brush their teeth on their own and get their own snacks?
So the dentist would not like the part about them brushing on their own alone, but
Okay, I was just checking.
they are able to. They're able to.
We did a dentist appointment, and the dentist was like, "Are you brushing by yourself? You shouldn't be." Okay, so I'm just checking.
They act like that's all somebody got to do is to watch a kid brush their teeth. You know how much shit you can get done while a kid is trying to brush their teeth? You know how much shit you can get done? I wish they would.
I could be getting a couple extra winks of sleep.
You can get sleep, girl. You can send an email. You can start your morning tea. You can defrost something for dinner. And you want me to sit in this bathroom? Yeah, but when you go
to the dentist, he had all this tartar on his teeth, and it was just really bad. It was really bad.
They basically were like, he's not.
That's how they know.
He's not.
They were blaming that on you. Yeah. So anyway, they could get dressed by themselves if they liked wearing clothes. They could do that, but they don't.
And if we ever get a television show and you go to Nekisha's house, all her children will be blurred out because they won't have any clothes on.
Yes.
They'll just be little blurs.
Oh, but I love it.
So this is a fun stage for me, for the kids. I'm enjoying laughing and watching them do imaginative play. So that's
your sweet spot age?
That's my sweet spot age.
That was a good age. That was a good age.
Yeah.
You like that age too?
I did.
I hate that age. I hate.
You hate all the incessant questions, don't you?
Oh my God, the elementary years, it's killing me. It's killing me.
Yeah.
No, I loved it.
I can't. I like the teenagers. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah. I like squishy babies, and then this age now where they can entertain themselves. That probably says a lot more about me than them. But yes. And I don't do middle school.
Yeah, I think all parents have a favorite age, and they have an age that they hate. I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Y'all can have the middle and high school, feeling themselves, smelling themselves, attitudes.
Well,
y'all can have all that.
That's where we're in that struggle. And so, my goal with this age is to just get through without catching a case. I have a career I have built, and, I just want to get through without that moment.
Teenagers are a difficult age, but I don't know, for some reason I'm better at that age than I am at this elementary age. This elementary age it is going to be my undoing. It really is. Like, this is the age
a lot of patience.
Where when he's in therapy, because I know he's going to end up in therapy. Like, I've already accepted that. When he's in therapy, this is the age that they're going to fall back on. The elementary years are going to be when he's like, when I was in 2nd grade, when I was in 3rd grade, my mom said that. Like,
no, mine is going to be the teenage years. Mine is going to be like she used to try to force me to do this, and she tried to make me do this, and I'm like, what? Be a good freaking human being? Yes, she did. She did. Yeah. She did that, yes. And it cost her hair and a lot of other things, sleep, a life. So she doesn't feel bad about it.
So I think that's good, Keith. So maybe I'll send RJ to spend some time.
Send him on over. Send him on over. So he will have limited snacks, though, at this house. We ration. We have times throughout the day when we eat. They know that we eat 5 times a day. They know what they're like. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Are you
I'm ready
serious?
to move.
Snack,
you know what? I can't.
Dinner.
You can't reveal one more of these things that you do that I never even thought of doing. So let's move on to your second what's good. Before people are clear who's the better parent on this podcast. What is your second?
I should give complete credit to my husband on that. I don't think of any of these things. So my other thing, oh my gosh, what's good is I was thinking back on 2016 and all the stuff that wasn't good. There's plenty of that. But of the things that were good was the Black Girl Magic on the big screen. We showed out. We showed what? Not just at the end, not just Hidden Figures and Fences, but there was Queen of Katwe with Lupita that people didn't talk about enough. There was, just throughout the whole year. Lovey called.
We kicked it off with Formation and The Wiz. Formation and The Wiz.
The Wiz,
yes. Yeah.
So much good stuff. Tennille Monyee, I think, came out and showed out in ways that we didn't expect her to. And Taraji and Octavia and Viola and just and some of these people are also going to be doing big things in 2017. So I'm going to keep an eye out for them. But I am just so thankful for Tika. Let's not forget Tika in Southside with you.
And I'm going to shout out Aja. It was very controversial. We won't even get into that right now. But with Birth of a Nation, let me tell you, that scene where she was in that wagon, listen, she had to garner some ancestor to make that scene work. And I know it had to be one of those scenes that stuck with you for days.
And also, the creator of
I was just going to say Underground
and
Queen Sugar.
Yeah, that's not even to talk about the small screen. Yeah.
Queen Sugar, Greenleaf,
and what's her name? Jessie Smollett's sister. Oh,
Journey.
Journey.
I mean, Journey. Yeah.
And you showed out. So
that's a good one.
That was
Nekisha.
really just inspiring. It's something that I'm going to hold on to for a long time. How we just showed out, and we'll continue to do so.
Well, it's you know how I feel. Black women will save the world. So, Crystal, what's good?
So, what's good with me is first of all, Shiera, who is our 19-year-old daughter who's at FAMU, came home with a 3.9. We are extremely excited.
That is so good.
Because for two reasons. Number one, she went to a PWI last year and she transferred to an HBCU this year, and we can really see her growing.
PWI, predominantly white institution, right?
Predominantly white institution, right? Predominantly white institution. And we can really see her growing. We can really see her spreading her wings. And she really feels taken care of and nurtured here. But the other thing is I went to school in Tallahassee. And I always say, I have no regrets about getting student loans to go to school in Tallahassee because it was worth every penny. Worth every penny. So I was a little bit nervous because the city is really built around FAMU and Florida State. We didn't want her to lose her mind. We just didn't know. Is she going to get down there and lose her mind, or is she going to get down there and get focused? And she got down there and she got focused, and she had a great time while doing that. So we're very, 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 very excited about that. My other what's good is that the fog of the election beginning to lift because I'm currently reading Ta-Nehisi, right? Ta-Nehisi Coates. His series in The Atlantic called My President is Black. It's a series of essays, but it's his essays and interviews with President Obama and some other people about President Obama's presidency. But there's also a response section to his essays and interviews that are good as well. And so that's given some perspective on the Obama presidency. I was just seeing I know we're going to make it through because we always survive, but what's going to be the carnage to get there? But now that fog is really starting to lift. So I'm grateful for that.
Well, the fog is lifting because Eric Holder is on his way to California to do what we do up in here because we wish you would. We wish out here you would. So I'm just saying, the fog, ain't no fog. Bring the frog, bring it all. Because we got Eric Holder on deck. We are going to assemble the Avengers of constitutional law out here. You ain't even ready. They ain't even ready for what we about to do.
What we're talking about is the California legislature hired Eric Holder to represent them because they know that they are going to butt heads with the next administration in the White House. And so they have hired Eric Holder.
They've hired Black Captain America. They've hired Black Panther. Yeah. We about to do this. We about to do this. We about to Tootsie Roll. We about to Tootsie Roll our way to D.C.
That's it.
We about to Tootsie Roll our way to D.C. and be like, try us.
Nuck. Basically, California just said nuck if you buck.
Nuck if you buck. Don't do it. We're going to have to talk about that in parenting too, that moment when you and your kid are bucking to the same hood song. You're like, wait a minute, we should not be. Oh, there's like messages in this, but God, that beat though. So that's a whole.
I have moments like
that's a whole other segment. Songs you should not be knucking and bucking, like and shoulder jumping with your kids with.
Doing the Butt came on, and I was like, oh, this was a jam. Doing the Butt, and she's like, is this song just about girls' butt? Like, isn't that objectifying? And I was like, it is, but it was a jam.
My kids are more like, yeah, we know, we understand the messages are bad, but just we know, we get it.
But that beat though.
They kind of circumvent me, like coming around like, hey, I know we bouncing, but this ain't good. And they're like, we know, this ain't right. But we about to hit this beat real quick.
Okay, so what's good with you, Thea?
I have 2 what's goods. One was we successfully surprised our kids and my grandmother by for Christmas this year. Last Christmas, you know how it is. You stress out, you go broke. You hand them the gifts. 2 days later, they don't even say shit. So I was like, that's not happening to me again. So we planned this year. They woke up on Christmas. Under the tree was just luggage. And they were thoroughly confused.
I know. That makes me feel like I can't wait to do that for my kids. Like, I can't wait to do this for my kids.
They were thoroughly confused about this luggage. It actually took like 5 to 10 minutes because they were like opening it like, are the presents in the luggage? Or like, is this okay? Or is there like a scavenger hunt? Are there clues? And we were like, we are headed to the East Coast. And we went to visit my husband's brother and his family and his mother in New Jersey. We went to take them to see New York, Statue of Liberty, like we did all that. And we went to see my grandmother, who I haven't seen in 12 years, and who, Lord forgive me, my oldest daughter's 13. She was 1 the last time we went back there. And my other daughter, I was pregnant with her.
And this video is like so amazing.
So
we're gonna
we videoed walking in and surprising her. And I just will never be away from my grandmother that long again. Like, I mean, I miss her with every fiber of my being right now. Leaving her was like so very difficult. Seeing her with my kids was just something I will treasure my whole life. But not only that, so they got to see great aunts. They met 2 of their great aunts, cousins. I mean, it was just love fest. It was just amazing. My heart is so full, and like I really needed that so bad. And we planned it for the kids. We were like, we're gonna give them these great memories. It's gonna be awesome. And my husband and I came back so changed. And part of it is we are a blended family. And so in a blended family, sometimes you try to be a family. Like you overthink being a family. And so we've been in that space for such a long time. Like, are we going to be a family? Are we a family? Oh, today we look like a family. Like, oh, but this isn't working. Is this ever going to work? And it's just,
let's do these activities.
It's just a lot of overthinking. Yeah. And everybody back there viewed us as a unit, as a family. And so we just like, we came back like, oh my God, we're a family. Like, we don't have to think about it or make it happen or fix it. It was just...
You just are.
Yeah, we just are. I mean, it was... I can't even tell you. And I can't even talk about it without crying. So we're going to post a video because my grandma is the bomb and she's amazing. And I love her and I miss her so much. And my Aunt Tony was like everything while we were back there. So we're going to post a video. You'll get to see them. And I'm so happy to share it and be back home, though, where it is a decent temperature, because I just don't believe Black people should endure slavery and that kind of cold weather. I even told Black people back there, I was like, come west. Come west.
That's too much.
We will be here for you. But my God, you've done enough for this country. You do not have to sit in this unsustainable weather. This is their weather. Yes. They're happy with this shit. This is Europe shit.
We are tropical people.
Listen, I am on a move.
I like it.
That might be my collection plate. Thea's like Go West movement for Black Americans. But the second thing that, oh my God, I'm going to share.
This is good.
This is the first time I'm sharing it openly. I am now signed as an author with Distill, Goddard, and Barrett by the amazing Jim McCarthy. I'm heads over heels for my agent. He's incredible.
Which means she will be publishing.
I will be publishing a novel.
soon.
I've dreamed of being a novelist, and you know, these ladies know that last year finished a novel that I was really excited about. Was able to finish it, and then so realized that, you know, wow, you finished the first draft, the second draft, the third draft. You're like so excited, and you can't do shit without an agent. Like, you cannot break through that wall without an agent. I mean, I've self-published a book, and I'm happy that I did that. I finished that project. It's available around the world to anybody who wants it. So I always say, you know...
Oh, we should put that up
I
on our social media. Yeah. It's called Murmurs
of a Mad Woman. And I recommend doing it for people because it helps you finish a product and know you have a product in the world. Like, it kind of gets that off your mind. Like, as a creative person, you want to know that you've left something. So the peace of mind that having left something was taken care of by going ahead and self-publishing that piece of work. But this one, I was absolutely determined to get that through the front door.
Wait, she's not telling the full story here. So she started writing this novel, and then when she finished, she started submitting to agencies. What do you call it?
Querying.
She started querying to different agencies. And so she was getting like a little down. So I was like, okay, look, okay, by the end of the year, if you don't have an agent, because let me tell you, you've never read anything like what this book is about.
Amazing. I love
it's so amazing.
Book. I do.
And I'm not just hyping her up. Nekisha wouldn't hype her up because Nekisha doesn't like
I'm
anything.
a critic. Yeah.
So and she loved it.
Love this book.
So we were like, this has to get out into the world. So we will self-publish it, even though that's not what you want to do, and just push it as best we know how. If you don't get an agent at the end of the year. Okay. Thea is one of Jesus' favorites. Okay?
She has to be. She must be.
Thea is one of Jesus' favorites. So she's doing this book. She's waking up at like what time? Like 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning, writing for 2 hours, you know, editing, re-editing, all of this stuff, right? And on top of this, when you don't go through the formal way of becoming a writer, like not going to an MFA program or not majoring in creative writing, there's an added pressure of, am I really a writer?
Absolutely.
So that was on top of that. But while she's doing this, she's like, I want to take my family back east. And da, 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 da. And she buys it. She's like, I'm just going to go out on faith and I'm just going to buy these tickets and we're just going to make it happen. I'm going to take them Christmas Day. I'm just going to buy these tickets, right? Right? Okay. And then on top of that, we're like, okay, so if you don't have an agent by the end of the year.
Yeah, that was our mark.
We are going to self-publish. All right. How many weeks before you took this trip did you get an email from homie?
The week before we took the trip, he said he looks forward to seeing the last revisions, and I mentioned I would be in New York. And he said, you know, when and where? We can meet up.
Yes.
And we scheduled a meeting for January 3rd in New York.
And he
gave
her the contract. Now, when she bought these tickets, she didn't know that she was going to New York to meet her book agent.
I do have a book agent. Sorry, I have these flare-ups still.
Last year was like the second best agent or whatever.
It's a top agency. He's a top agent.
The point of my story is that, number one, we are all very excited for Thea.
So
we are
thrilled.
Elated. We are overjoyed. It motivates us to get on our game.
It does.
But number two.
I'm worried about number two.
Shit like this only happens. Like,
because she's one of God's favorites, right?
Because she's Jesus' favorite. She is Jesus. I mean, I was like, oh my God. You bought these tickets as a gift for your family because she's all about intention.
I am about intention.
She bought it and she's like, you should live with intention, Crystal. And I'm like, listen, okay, whatever. I got to do what I got to do. What is my intention? To get this done, okay?
Right.
As a gift to her family, and she ends up getting like the one thing that she's been grinding for and working for all year. So I just think that that's beautiful. I think that people also need to know that Jesus is
yes.
Well, and then I met him through
Jesus
Twitter.
Go toe to toe. Like sometimes I'm like, Jesus, you don't know what you're talking about. So just
I tell you, don't say that though. You got to be like, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But I met him through Twitter. And so if anybody is out there like trying to...
Yeah, she met him through Twitter. How often do you at somebody and they always...
Right. Yes. It's just, the whole story is unbelievable. The whole story is unbelievable.
Favorite.
Yeah. They have these...
favorite.
Twitter is an amazing place to get motivated because there's a network of writers, aspiring writers, querying writers, currently writing writers, already signed writers, you name it, agents you can follow. They give great tips, feedback, information.
And Thea was doing these hashtags, these pitch war hashtags.
That's how I met Jim through the Pit Mad contest.
Yeah. In order to do that, you had to have
a completed manuscript. If you are like trying to write or get a creative project done, I think it's the best piece of advice I can say is to get something done on that thing every day. I don't care. I tell Nekisha and Crystal, if it's 5 minutes is all you have, because we're working mothers and we're also dream chasers at the same time. So 5 minutes, if you get 2 sentences down, you will be amazed that 2 sentences will become 2 chapters. But it doesn't do that if you don't write down the 2 sentences, you know?
I think that's probably one of the things that I tell people the most. So in a former life, I did a little bit of publishing for people. I helped people who wanted to self-publish, and the people would come to me.
She wrote a lot of books, people. She wrote a lot of books. I wish I could tell you.
Yeah,
the name
we
of
can't.
Them. I know the name of them, but I can't reveal the name of them. But someday there's going to be a book about the same, also known as
Thanks.
But go ahead, Nekisha.
Yeah. But there are also a lot of books I didn't write, and it's because my first feedback to someone who says, "Hey, I want to write a book," is write something. You got to give me something to work with.
Yeah.
Jot down your thoughts. Jot down where you're trying to go, A to Z. Write something down. Start the project. And most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people don't start it or start it and never follow up. And this is what separates the dream chasers.
Right. And this is what separates like getting something done, because we're great at having ideas, but we have to bring them from an idea to manifestation. And that process looks like moving to the concrete. So I would have deadlines. Ask Crystal. I would have deadlines on note cards.
Let me tell you, she had these deadlines on a note card and she posted them. I honor deadlines given to me by people who are going to give me some money. I don't honor my own deadlines. So I was fascinated. She had these deadlines, and she was like, "Here, these deadlines," and then she goes, "Crystal, I'm gonna make deadlines for you." And I was like,
"I make those deadlines." I even had Crystal's deadlines on note cards on my wall with my deadlines, so I could hold her accountable. The worst feeling in the world is an opportunity coming and your product's not ready. I'll never forget when Oprah had like all those amazing women at her house. This was like 2006, and Crystal and I were sitting there watching like. We didn't have our shit together, and so we couldn't be at Oprah's house.
We could have been invited.
We got to get our life together. And if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a book that does this," and that's your book, and it's not done, you can't just say to them, "Hey, I have this book I'm thinking about." Like, they want it in their hands.
Even if you do 5 minutes, like you said, it is so fulfilling. Like when you go to bed at night, you don't feel heavy. You feel like, "Oh, I did something on it. I got something accomplished on it." And as a mom, you feel like, I did something for me today.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Sugar-free shows up every time. Sugar-free comes through every time. But I do say, start at the beginning of your day. If you give to yourself the beginning of the day, you won't feel so cheated when you have to give so much to other people the rest of the day, because all day you'll be like, I got that paragraph done, I got that chapter, or whatever that thing is, you know? And the other thing you can do is you have to train your family to know you're an artist. I told you all this.
Great piece of advice you gave.
You have to teach your family, this is who I am. You're in relationship with someone who's a creative person. So these are the kind of things that I need. I need space. I need you not touching my desk. I need you not using certain markers. I need you, you have to be very clear. Mommy is an artist. Mommy does this. Mommy's doing this.
This is where she creates. This is when she creates.
This is when, this is where, this is what she uses. This is why it's important. And you have to teach them to respect that, because it is exhausting to constantly have to like reinforce your boundary. So teach them that, like, no, that's how you love me. Part of how you love me is you accept this part of me, and this is who I am. And I need this time and space. So I'll tell my kids, I'm writing. good luck.
Yeah, I was. That seems like a no-brainer, but for me, it was life-changing because I would usually sit up from 10 to 12 or 1 with my laptop in my bed, and a kid could come in or out, my husband could roll over and say something, or my phone could distract me. Now I have bought a desk on Amazon, built it, put it in the guest room, made an office space that is closed off to the rest of the family, and it is where I must go and sit and do the thing.
Yeah.
Every day. Thank you for that advice.
And if they see you respecting it and creating space for it, then they'll respect it as well.
I think I read that about Maya Angelou, that she would get her kids off for breakfast in the morning and then go to like a hotel and have like this space where she basically treated like a job and like wrote all day, and that was like a separate workspace, and you have to create it and they have to respect it to get it done.
So that's what's good. We're going to transition into the mac and cheese segment. And the sponsor for our mac and cheese segment for this episode is Speaking Down Barriers. Speaking Down Barriers was founded by Marlanda DeKine, who is a poet and licensed therapist. The mission of Speaking Down Barriers is to transform life together across our differences by facilitating community dialogue, training, and performance consultation. So I work with Speaking Down Barriers. I am a facilitator for them, and I facilitate a workshop called Healing Us. It's a space for people of the African diaspora to discuss how they move forward as a community, and there are no white people there. So it's just us talking about our community and how we move forward and how we heal the things that white supremacy has broken with us. So if you want to support us or learn more about us, you can go to speakdownbarriers.org. That's speakdownbarriers.org. You can support us with donations, or if you're in South Carolina, you can come to some of our workshops or invite us to where you are if you like the work that we do. But it's a great organization, and I love, 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 love working with them. So for our mac and cheese segment, we're going to talk about Flautist. I know it's Flotus, but I like to say Flautist. Michelle LaVaughn.
Robinson.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I love LaVaughn. Like, I love that her middle name is LaVaughn. And it is with the capital V, right? I had a question about the law. Like, I wasn't understanding why the capital letter. Like, okay, so
it's at the beginning.
Capital L.
Of a proper name.
Right. No. Why is the V capitalized?
So I feel like it helps with phonetics. So the way my name was spelled originally for my mama, when I was growing up, people would say Nekisha a lot. Nekisha. And I would be like, no, Nekisha. And so at some point around 3rd grade, I capitalized the K myself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did that.
Didn't know that.
It's no longer capital.
I capitalized it. No, I capitalized the K in your name.
I noticed that. Yes. But I did it myself to help people understand it was a separate thing, ne, and then Keisha. I meant that. And I think that helped them. It helped them to say it phonetically when they looked at it. And I think we're just creative people. That you just can't out.
I think it just mean like, look, y'all, we on some real shit. I just think it's just like, look, y'all, my shit's so serious, I need 2 capitals, bitches. Like, that's how I feel about it. When I see it, I'm like, oh, respect.
And it's like you're not going to see anybody spell their name like this again. Not like me. Like, what? There are like 48 ways to spell Nekisha.
I just feel like, and also like, it just make you want to like, pop each syllable, like, LaVaughn. Boom, like pop.
Yeah, I feel like LaVaughn.
Y'all don't see these popping shoulders.
The shoulders is popping with it. LaVaughn. Devon.
Yeah, you gotta
Sharon. Because sometimes that's another one. Sharon. Yeah. They do the R. See, I just think they just want an emphasis, and I'm down with that. Like whatever you need.
Okay, I like that. I just always wonder, like, why the second capital letter? But so we're celebrating Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama today. So we're gonna start by talking about the most memorable moments for us. So my most memorable moment is when Thea and I were campaigning for President Obama in 2008. We went to Vegas and campaigned for him, and that was the first time we saw him in person, and she spoke before he spoke. That's when I'm all in for this dude. Because we went to the rally and then we went out to campaign. And after she spoke, I felt like if this is the woman that he's rolling with, then this dude is who
I remember at that, he was like, I gotta go take my wife on a date. Because it was like her birthday.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, bye.
Yeah, because it was in January.
And he was like,
yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I stay here with y'all, but, you know, it's my wife's birthday. I got to treat her right. Y'all know I got to take care of her. And we were like, what? Word. Yes, do that. Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times politicians have to look back to their parents' life to relate to people. But she didn't have to do that. She could speak about her current life. She could speak about her upbringing and relate to us. I mean, I felt like her speech was better than his because she talked about voting, you know, I'm a working mom. I'm the breadwinner of my family. I have student loan debt. That was probably the most memorable quote that I remember from her. So we campaigned for him in Las Vegas. And then a couple of weeks later, we went to a rally at UCLA where it was Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, and Caroline Kennedy were the headliners. We got there at like 5:30 in the morning. We were the first people in line. We met Yvette Lee Browser in line, creator of Living Single, who was just like hella cool.
She was great.
Like she came to Thea's house afterwards and helped us do signs and everything. So we support everything that she does because she was just so cool. But one of the things that she said at that rally was her and Barack were deep in student loan debt. And the way that they paid it off was through his book. And that wasn't planned. You know, if he hadn't wrote that book, they would still have a tremendous amount of debt. And that really spoke to me at the time, not because my own student loan debt, because I'm kind of
she is kind of like not bothered by. Let's just say that.
I don't feel the weight of my student loan debt like a lot of people do.
Yeah. She don't feel nothing.
She don't feel it at all.
She don't feel nothing.
No.
And not because it's not there. I don't want y'all to think like she's...
Yeah, not because it's not there, because trust
it's because she tells them that I'll pay you when I blow up.
Yeah.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
That's her... That's all she says.
When I get a lump sum of money...
I got you.
Y'all the first
I heard the woman say, what do you mean blow up? And I was like, this is fascinating.
I was like, well, I'm in LA right now. I'm trying to make it as an actress. And, you know, when I get that first big role, I already know my check is going to pay off my student loan in a lump sum. So I don't feel like I should do the payment thing. I just feel like I got y'all in a lump sum. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
I was like, she's going to be one of my best friends forever. This is amazing. It's like a superpower. You don't understand. I get anxious when that 800 number even appears on my phone. To watch somebody say that, I was like you even as she answers the call, because I'm like too busy dodging them. It was just amazing. It was like a superpower.
The lady I never forget. She's like, "Do you have an agent?" And I was like, "Not right now, but I mean, are you like you don't know my talent?" Like, but anyway, so. I felt what connected for me was at the time my now husband and I had just started dating, and we're a blended family, and he had 2 children, and one was about to enter middle school, and that time goes by within a blink of an eye. And so I started thinking about, well, now I'm concerned with how I'm going to pay for my kids to go to college. And she just talked about that student loan debt was no longer just student loan debt, that it was becoming parent debt.
Yeah.
So not only are students graduating college with a huge amount of student loan debt, and I'll put an article about this up on our Facebook page, but parents are acquiring student loan debt to pay for their children to go to college later in life. So they're having to put off retirement or dip into retirement so that they can pay for their kids to go to college, because college tuition is rising at a crazy rate that it's becoming more difficult to access college without student loans or parent loans or dipping into their retirement. So what she was talking about was they're going to be an older generation of people, who was me, who have this brand new debt because they're just trying to send their kids to college to give them a better chance at succeeding. And that's very important in the Black community. I mean, getting a lot of people talk about a college education is not important. In the Black community, that is very important because we got to work twice as hard and be twice as good.
Absolutely.
So we
Pope,
need that
Papa
access.
Pope said it.
Yeah, and when I went to college, if you went in state, you could go to college off of a grant and one student loan.
Not anymore.
Now
those days are over.
That is not going to work.
So bad.
That's when I knew like Michelle was real, and the way in which she spoke it like
that ain't a financial plan. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what she said, and that ain't a financial plan. We paid off our student loan debt because my husband wrote a book, and that ain't a financial plan. And so she was the person who really, really, really sold me on Barack. And that rally with Oprah, who shined from the inside.
I have never seen
Oprah's eyes shine, and then the shining of her eyes and
bounce off her diamond hoop earrings.
Diamond hoop earrings.
Literally, it's like she opens her mouth and light comes out. I didn't know it would be that way, y'all.
I have no doubt about it.
I didn't know it would be that way. No, but I just said, that is somebody who's like, what that light represented to me is like, I don't have to give a shit about what anybody thinks. Ever. And this is the joy I have from never, ever having to ask anybody for anything. And this is what that looks like, people. And I was like, I want that.
That rally was so,
great,
so amazing. So that's my most memorable moment of her is that she is the person who sold me on Barack.
Yeah. So I love that. Mine's a little bit different because I, for whatever reason, didn't see her for a while. I saw him come into the scene and, of course, was just enthralled and amazed by him and wondered about his wife, but didn't do the research, didn't Google, if you will. Just kind of waited to see. I think I was a little nervous about what I would find. Yeah. Because, although he has a lot of swagger, he could have gone either way.
No, he could. So and she may not have been a 4C. Can we give it up for the fact that she's a 4C?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I was okay. Yeah, he looks like he could be that dude.
He could be that
Barack
dude.
Could be that dude.
I just want y'all to know that would have been very different if the first Black president had not had a Black wife. I'm gonna put it out there. It would have been...
I think America would have received him differently. A lot of his white voters would have taken a little bit of issue, I think. Would have been a little bit type of way about voting for him if he had a white woman in his arm. Because there's
I saw Barry, the movie.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched it. And he's that dude. If you see
Clearly,
Barry,
it went a lot of other ways before Michelle came along, right?
Yes.
I wasn't sure what to expect, and then I saw her and heard her, and it was like, oh,
yes, Lord, yes, Lord.
What did you say, Thea? Give it up for the 4C. Give it up for the 4C.
4C chocolate, beautiful, accomplished.
Because she could have been like a 3B. She could have been Black, but a 3B.
Which is a different struggle, right? Shout out to the 3Bs. God bless you. But if you can slick the edges with water, if like your shit gets out of line, and then you just like only put some water on it, like. No.
What was your name for that, Thea? What was your name?
Bisquick. Bisquick. You just add water. It's Bisquick hair. And, LaVaughn don't have it. She was 4C. And I was like, wait a minute. She gets it. So, like, if she goes to, like, certain events, it can be raining. Listen, I can't slick with water. To quote my sister, okay, who she was watching a friend of ours say, I'm just going to put a little Vaseline on the side to slick it down. My sister said, do you know what it would look like if I put Vaseline in my hair to slick it down? And she said, no, what? She said, bitch, it would look like I put Vaseline in my hair. Okay. There you go.
These are facts.
These are the facts.
That is that 4C life.
That is that 4C life. It wouldn't look like, she slicked it down. And it's like, it would look like, why does this bitch have a bottle of Vaseline sitting on top of her hair? Like just resting, refusing to go into the hair. Okay? No. Why is she doing that? Why is she glistening in such a way?
I refuse.
That is what would happen. And so I knew Michelle would understand that, we can't make this steak dinner if it's raining. Not like this. Not like this.
That's it.
We're going to have a plan. We're going to have a plan.
She got me. I I saw her and was like, she's the one. She's the real deal right there.
Because she was a 4C.
He has my vote because she was a 4C named Michelle LaVaughn with a capital P. Let me be clear though, Crystal. Let me be clear. The fact that she was chocolate in a 4C was not all that she had.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I
Ben
get it.
Carson's wife also.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did we have to?
No. There's other things.
Yes.
And it was a whole Michelle LaVaughn.
Yeah, she was amazing.
No,
yeah.
I get that. It's like seeing her help me to
he
know.
got it.
No, this is who he goes
he got
home
it.
to.
It's real.
So
It's real. He's got it.
He know the deal.
That
you know
and that
saying?
walk. So yeah, so that was how she won me initially. I love how she was raising Black women in the White House to still
and brought her mama with her.
So she didn't allow them to be, just in this sheltered, privileged space where they didn't really get a taste of what it was to be Black women. I feel like they never ever forgot, and still to this day haven't forgot. They are Black women in America. Their grandmother was there. Their mother was present always, and teaching them these lessons in life that they are going to need. I think that we'll see some really wonderful things out of Sasha and Malia in the future because of who
I
their
love
parents
that
are.
she brought her mother to the White House with her. Like,
I have to think, would Grammy go to the White House?
Grammy would go to the White House with or without your permission.
I don't know if she'd go with, if I said, Grammy, we gonna go, but we gonna need your help. She'd be like, ooh, like, Grammy's like busy. I'm like, what? Like, you can't.
Grammy would go to the White House.
When she wants to. Like, she would like.
No. Grammy would go to the White House, but Grammy would get lost in the White House and then appear.
Yeah, she would not. You could not say. You could not have her on a fixed schedule or nothing like that. That felt too restrictive because she'd be like, I mean, I'll see. I'll let you know. I'm like, Mom, the state dinner is in like 2 months. Can you let me know? And she'll let you know literally the day before the state dinner, and then she'll be like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
My mom will be all about it. She would have been all about. I don't know if she would have been babysitting up in the White House, but she would have been the first to move in and very excited to be there.
Etta Mae would
have enjoyed the benefits of being in the White House.
Yes, because Etta Mae, we know
she likes the good stuff. She likes the good stuff.
I feel like if Etta Mae was first grandmom, she would have been in a lot more photos through the years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't see Miss Robinson very much in a lot of photos, but Etta Mae would have been all.
She would have been at every single state dinner. Here's what Etta Mae would have done. She would have said, "Okay, I'm gonna come," and we would have thought she's coming with the understanding that she's helping her with us with the kids. Etta Mae's understanding was, I just thought you wanted me here because of everything that I've done for you your whole entire life.
Yeah. Well, and let me tell you, and Etta Mae would have had the staff so enamored that they would have been like, oh, Crystal, you didn't get her a dress? You didn't, oh, Etta Mae will take care of you. Y'all don't even know. Etta Mae is just the most charming. She's so charming. It would have just been terrible.
She's very charming.
No, my mom will roll, but my mom would be like, I just want a low profile. I just want to do me. Let me know. I'll let you know what I can do.
So I don't know. I guess Annette would have been like in the middle of those. She wouldn't have been like super low profile, but she would have been in every photo op. But she would definitely have probably had the Secret Service driving her places, like on her own missions. Like, where are you going, Mom?
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna
on her own mission
to get some good greens. They're gonna take me over to my girlfriends. Like, where you cannot take the Secret Service, Mom, right now. And Annette would have had a mission.
My mom would have got over it like within the first year or two. It's like my mom would be like, you know what, they do too much up in here. I gotta let me just go back.
No, my mom would be crying right now. If we were leaving, she would be like, oh my God, who's gonna do my toes now? Like she would.
Yeah.
They come
when we would have ran again, my mom would have been like, wait. They put y'all through a lot of shit. You want to do this again? Are you sure? I don't know if I can do that.
Etta Mae would have been like, we running again, right? We running? Yeah, we running. Christy, they want you to be the next president too. Aren't you? No, I don't want to run. Why wouldn't you want to run? Don't you live here?
Don't you want to stay?
No.
So shout out to Michelle's mama. Shout out to Michelle's mama. My connection was similar with Crystal's because we were introduced to her at the same time. But the thing that drew me to her the most was her two daughters. Like her daughter's personalities are very similar to my daughter's personalities. I really, really admire how she's raised them, how they let them be individuals, but they do have, they did this incredible way of like raising them to be good people, but also who they are, like who they came here as, which I think we forget as parents. And we begin to sometimes mold our kids into who we want them to be. And that's a really difficult line to know because I always remind myself they're not mine, you know? They're not mine. I don't possess them. That I am taking care of them for God and that there's something God wants. And so sometimes I don't know, you know, that line is so difficult to know. And parenting is so interpersonal and so sometimes we feel reflective of who we are versus letting them be who they are. I think they've done a really beautiful job of navigating, okay, this is who you should be in the world, but you should do that through the lens of who God created you to be. So here are the, compassion, be smart, think things through, be thoughtful, but do that the way you would naturally do that. And that's a hard needle to thread. We all know. And to do that while running the country, it's like crazy.
You have to navigate protecting your children, but not possessing.
Exactly. And also shedding your own ego. Because how do you know when you're like injecting yourself into? I mean, there's several times they could have been like, "Look, I am president and first lady. I'm gonna need you to get it together, okay? This looks bad upon me." But I feel like those weren't the conversations that they had in those moments when I'm sure Sasha and Malia were feeling very frustrated with the way they were living and all kinds of things. But it also showed me that you can do amazing things in the world while being a parent. And so there's no excuse. True. There's no excuse it's no excuse to say like, I can only be this mom. Like she was changing diets across America. She was seeing to military families. I mean, she was campaigning and all this stuff while being an amazing mom. And that didn't mean she crossed every T or dotted every I, but I think it meant that she had to have trust and relationship and rapport with her children, that even when she wasn't there, they still could feel the effects of her nurturing and her growing. And so for a dream chaser like me, for somebody who's, yes, I love being in my family and I love being a wife and I love being a mother, like I want to put my ding in the universe. Like I want to do something big and I can without sacrificing being a good parent. I just have to be really creative about how I parent. Like, what does that look like? And I really feel like they had to say to themselves, okay, we can't look at how anybody else parents and say, let's do that. We really have to create from within and say, what do we need within this family structure to stay who we are, to continue to develop and grow as individuals, and to raise these girls right. So that is, my memorable thing was that same speech we were at, Crystal and I took away from that speech when she talked about her daughters and how young they were. And my kids were young, and just looking at them and just seeing like so many similarities and still seeing them willing to change the world.
One of my sayings is motherhood is not the graveyard of our dreams. And I think that's important, not only just to show other women that, but to show your children that.
Yes.
And to show men that, so that they see that women, even after they become a mother, are still more than what they are in relationship to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gigantic. Thea mentioned the food deserts work that she did, and that was a place where she took on, it was a really brave initiative to take on, given the way that we view food as Americans, and how long we've been really comfortable with what we fed our children in school lunches and what we've allowed to be available in schools, and
the pushback that she received from, quite frankly, white feminists who didn't really see that this is such an important issue
in the Black community,
in communities of color and poor communities.
Yes, and so
but
it was.
We know they
don't
see a lot of things that happen.
I don't think many Americans understood that there are fellow Americans living outside of walking distance of fresh food. That there are entire neighborhoods, a radius of miles, where there's no fresh food to be had. No grocery store. There are Popeyes and liquor stores all over the place. This does not healthy people make.
No, exactly.
So, and to take that on was brave and huge, and unlike something first ladies in recent history have attempted, and she did a damn thing while being an excellent wife and mother. It's amazing.
I think that's amazing for a Black female body. To center her health. Because centering your health in this country, your physical health, your diet, all that is a privilege. And it shouldn't be, right? Like that shouldn't be a privilege. But it definitely is. But to see a Black woman doing that, Black women who take on, my Lord, everyone's burdens, and who put ourselves last time and time again. I read an article once that Black don't crack, but Black women are dying inside at a faster pace than white women. And so to see this Black woman centering her health, centering food was just really, really inspiring, given the history of Black women in this country, given everything that Black women take on now, was really, really inspiring. And to expose that centering your health is a privilege in this country, and that.
And speaking on centering, that particular Black body, when she rocked that Alexander McQueen dress, when she came out, and it looked like fire was literally wrapped around her body. That was like it was the red one, but the roses were so big on it that it looked like flames almost. And she came out, and I said, well, my God, you better shut down everybody who got something to say. I mean, she and them arms, she came out there and looked like a woman on fire. Amazing. Like a woman on fire. She was amazing. That outfit right there.
What dress? The dress that did it for me was the dress at the last state dinner. I think it was
that gold clip. Girl, the what? Listen.
And let me tell you, the front was stunning. Okay, I give it up for the front. The front was absolutely stunning. But when she turned around,
4C,
I said, that is a grown ass woman. You hear me? That is a grown ass woman. And I felt like looking at her, like she came into the White House a first lady. She is the first lady to leave the White House as a bona fide star.
On her own. On her own. But like she says, I came in here with a career. So, I mean, y'all might have missed that. But she had receipts. Check the receipts. You might have missed that, but I came in here somebody. Sorry. You thought I wasn't going to leave somebody? Please. Please.
For me, it was the Black Vera Wang mermaid off the shoulder dress. You'll remember the photos where she's fixing his tie. He has that look on his face like, 2015 China State Dinner. I'll never forget that black dress. Ooh, we have the two of them together. Like new money.
The beautiful thing about her leaving a star is, and the thing that gives me hope or makes the fog lift, like you were saying, Crystal, is Michelle's going to do amazing things, and we're going to be right there to support her through every single amazing thing she does. In fact, she's going to do even more amazing things because she don't have to deal with the baggage of these Republicans and whatever else they're going to do. So, like, she's going to be free to go back to doing what she was doing at a greater level. And so for that, we look forward to her transitioning from our FLOTUS to just another amazing Black dove, Black woman out there for us to admire and aspire to be.
And we love you. We are proud of you. Waking up every day knowing that you are in the White House, looking at your pictures, looking at a Black woman, love her family, and it's reality. It's not something, made up. It's actually reality. And we see women like that in our everyday lives, but to see it in the White House was just just beautiful. And I'm so happy that I was here to see it, that my sisters were here to see it, and that my mother and my grandmother were here to see it. So thank you for that, Michelle, and we love you.
I would thank her for just being really authentic being who she is, standing in her own truth, regardless of what the world was saying about her, and being really confident as a mother and as a wife, so that my little girls, who were all born, have been here throughout this particular presidency. I just really am honored to have had her as an example before us for the last 8 years of what it means to stand in your truth and be proud and authentically and Black mother, a Black mama.
Yeah.
She did that.
And I thank her for showing us that Black women deserve to be adored, and for putting that onto the main stage for us to see that we don't have to settle for men who don't know our value. We don't have to settle for anything that doesn't recognize our value. And we don't have to be angry or bitter about it when they don't, or not just the men, but any situation or work or any space. We can let that go and go higher once we leave those types of situations or relationships or interactions. And I thank her for being another reason that I can't make the excuse that I can't be great. Oh, so we love you, Michelle. We love you. Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we told y'all it was going to be rough, but we got through it, y'all.
We made it through. We did.
Now, we are going to transition into our collection plate segment, where we like to bring to light causes that we feel are worthy of our time, attention, energy, and yes, sometimes money. So we each pick one each podcast. And
Crystal, do you or do you not have your tambourine on deck? Because we may need it.
And we've agreed that the hand clap can sound like it's for different settings. So we don't want it to be confused with, say, another setting.
I, being a Christian, a Baptist, did the fast hand clap. I didn't think that it sounded like you could be in the strip club, but apparently.
So we are an inclusive podcast. We recognize that people find God in many places, and
it's synonymous.
He is all places.
People find everywhere, omnipresent, and people find God in different spaces and ways. So we want to be inclusive.
Okay, so no hand clap. I will find some tambourine music to put right there. We go. Nekisha. Okay.
I'm going to continue to uplift and highlight Aleppo. It may have fallen out of the news cycle. We all need to pay attention, because I think we often make the mistake of thinking that can't be us. But we do have a new administration approaching, so we should all consider ourselves citizens of the world. And in this capacity, and when we see them, we see us. That when we see it there, it's also a reflection of us. So we're going to put a link up. We found an article on 6 tried and tested authentic sources and ways to contribute to Aleppo. So that's my collection plate for today.
Mine is talking about the Injustice Boycott. If you're not familiar with the Injustice Boycott, it's led by Sean King, and it officially launched on December the 5th, on the anniversary of the Montgomery bus boycott. And what it is an innovative, I would say, approach to boycotting that's fit for the current times. And it is a rolling boycott. So what they're doing is announcing 3 cities at a time. They give demands to those cities. And if the demands are not met by a certain date, then there will be a boycott of that city's tourism, business, banks, as well as protests to essentially shut down those cities. The first 3 that were named on December the 5th were San Francisco, California, and New York City, and also Standing Rock, of course. And so instead of the boycott themselves or Sean King placing demands on these cities, he is in fact deferring to the advocates and activists in those cities to outline what their needs are. They are all needs that have been stated over and over and over again for years in these local areas. And if those demands aren't heard by 43 days, which will be Martin Luther King Day, then phase 2 shall commence, which is the boycotts. This is, again, just the very beginning of the injustice boycott. More cities will continue to be rolled out over and over until we see true justice nationwide. You have the opportunity to get involved in whatever stage of the boycott we are in. You can get involved at any point. InjusticeBoycott.com.
Yeah. And they chose those cities because those cities have democratic leadership and Democrats are supposedly the ones who cater to the needs of communities of color and poor people, and so they're challenging those cities first. And also, often when we think about boycotts, we think about how is this going to affect Black businesses or small businesses, and they also included ways that you can still support those Black businesses and those small businesses during the boycott. So my collection plate cause is Black art. As we stated earlier, Black women have been on fire this year, and so I want to talk about 2 films that I think we really, really need to go out and support. And let me just say, the reason I think we should support these films is because these films have a narrative that we haven't seen in film a lot. The first film is Moonlight, and Moonlight is a poem to me. There's not a wasted moment, there's not a wasted scene, there's not a wasted word or a wasted line. Every single word, every single line, every single shot pushes that film forward. And it's an examination of Black masculinity that I have never, ever seen before. Mahershala Ali, who is on fire right now.
From Luke Cage?
Yeah, he's in Luke Cage. Is brilliant in the film, but the 3 men who play the main character, Chiron, there's a young boy who plays him, a teenage boy, and then a grown man who plays him, their performances break through the screen. Like, you can feel the anxiety, you can feel the sadness, you can feel the heaviness, the weight of whatever those characters are carrying. I saw the film weeks ago, and I'm still thinking about it on a daily basis. That's how powerful it is. The other film is Hidden Figures, and I think Hidden Figures is important because, of course, it's about, Black women, Black female mathematicians and scientists who help launch America into space. But it's also a story of motherhood. And on here, for our first 2 episodes, we've talked about dream chasers a lot. And doing that while being a mother. So that's why I think that's important to support this film, is because it also looks at how these women do that while being mothers. I don't think that that's a narrative that we do see, but we don't see it enough. And when we do see it, it's very glossy and it's very pretty. So those are my collection plate items. Please, please go support and see Moonlight. Don't just go by yourself. Take someone with you. I took my daughter with me to see Moonlight. I'm taking my 7-year-old Munchkin with me to see Hidden Figures. He saw the preview, and he's a science kid, and he was like, "Mom, can we go see that?" So I'll be taking him to see Hidden Figures. So that's my collection plate causes. And as always, we will have our collection plate causes up on our Facebook page, and we'll have the links that you can go to support them.
Yeah,
all worthy
causes.
Yes. Our final segment is Black Mamas Say, which we are always excited. If you are a Black mama, if you had a Black mama, then you know we have some gems, some lyrical gems that we are always dropping. Our kids know what they mean, even if the rest of the world has no idea. And Crystal's going to bring us a very special lyrical gem today. Crystal, what Black mama, and what did she say?
So, Black Mama Say today is a quote by Fannie Lou Hamer. And Fannie Lou Hamer did not have children because why didn't Fannie?
Wait, let me think about it. It has something to do with white people.
Oh, yes. Now you done got me mad.
Let me guess. Something to do with racism.
Fannie Lou Lou Hamer went to have a tumor removed, and she was given a hysterectomy without her permission. So she was never able to have children. What is it called, Nekisha? I think you said
it's part of eugenics movement, but it was Mississippi appendectomy is what they call it. She coined that phrase. It happened a lot, but she's the first person to name it that.
So she was unable to have children, but Fannie Lou Hamer is one of my heroes. She is like a lot of the Black Southern women in my family who work hard every day, who fight for political equality. So she's one of my heroes. And even though she didn't have children, she has mothered Black people in an amazing, amazing way. So this time for Black Mama Say, well, I'm going to do a quote from Fannie Lou Hamer, and then we're going to do an interpretation of the quote. White America today don't know what in the world to do because when they put us behind them, that's where they made their mistake. They put us behind them, and we watched every move they made. Translation. Rule number 1. Don't sit with your back to the door.
Don't do it.
Because you can't see them coming, but they can see every move that you're making. That's basically the translation of Fannie Lou Hamer's quote. And if Black people have proven nothing else in America, we have proven that we change the game on every level except hockey.
And that's because it's cold. Don't nobody want to. If we wanted to change the cold stuff, we could.
We're coming for hockey. There's a documentary called Soul on Ice. Check it out. We're coming for hockey. We're coming for hockey. But that's the only thing we haven't changed the game on yet. And here's the thing. Even when we change the game, white people still don't see us coming. You didn't see Martin coming.
No.
You didn't see Fannie Lou Hamer coming. You didn't see Michelle coming. Even when she was in the White House, you didn't see Serena coming. You didn't see Shonda coming. You didn't see a movement built and choreographed by millennials coming, and you still
don't see Ava
coming.
But we see her.
Even though Ava is killing the game
Sleep
right
on
now.
Ava if you want to. Sleep on Ava.
You sleep on her, and you saw Beyonce coming, but you didn't see her coming like she came. Did you, white people? You didn't see her coming like she came.
The pain you experienced when Formation dropped was just, it made her entire career worthwhile.
Woo.
And here's the thing. You never, ever see us coming. But we see
all the time.
We see you
Our back ain't
all
to the door.
the time,
Our
white
back
people.
is not to the door. We've been watching. We
see you packaging our creations and then trying to sell us back our own shit. We see you, white people. We
That's some dirty
see
shit.
you.
Sell somebody back their own shit.
Here's the thing.
They
do that all the time. They try to sell us back our own shit all the time. And here's the thing. The thing about Black people is you can't outdo us. Soul Train proved it.
Can't do it.
You cannot outdo Black people. So you know what? We're going to keep coming. But we don't come like you come. Because when we do it, we bring our sisters, we bring our aunts, we bring our grandmothers, we bring all those people into the room with us. When we come, we don't just shine. What do? We light up the sky.
We do. Yes, we do.
And so I don't care who is in the White House. We are going to keep coming.
You better say that.
We change the course of nations because the world we see is the world that you can't even imagine.
Oh, mic drop. Mic drop.
What?
That is my Easter speech. Thank you.
Yes, that was so worth it. That was worth the 3 attempts to record this podcast. But I think we saved it up, Crystal. It set like macaroni and cheese overnight.
That is my Easter speech.
That was right.
And we can do another interpretation of her quote. As the seasoned saints would say, that's what I like to call them. The seasoned saints would say, what the devil meant for
God.
evil.
God. What?
God did what? God did what? God meant for good. Praise him. Praise him.
Why? Because all things
I can't do the hand clap.
Work together.
I'm going to take off
all things.
Throw my shoe.
Don't miss your shout cue. Don't miss your shout
dun,
cue.
Dun. Dun, dun.
So that's Black Mama Say for this episode. That is Black Mama Say.
I'm exhausted. That did it for me. I'm good. See, now I don't have to go to church for like another couple years.
Jesus paid it
Jesus
all.
paid it all. He sent me exactly what I needed.
She said another couple of years. Okay. So that wraps up this episode of them
We
Black
did it.
Mamas. As always, please check us out on our social media pages.
Hit us up on Twitter at Them Black Mamas.
Or follow us on Facebook at Them Black Mamas.
Or on Instagram at Them Black Mamas. You can also hit us up with your thoughts or just show us some love about the show at themblackmamas@gmail.com. And also, we have a licensed therapist as one of our co-hosts. So if you need some advice, you can write in and maybe we'll read your letter on the show and give you some advice. Because if you're going through it, 9 times out of 10, somebody else
I can
is
get
going
you
through
right.
it.
I can get
Thea
you
will
right.
get you
Trust.
right. And she's a signed author. So
Woo!
She is.
Go.
She's
Yeah.
legit.
Right.
Shout one more time.
Dun,
Just
dun.
one more time for the people.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm ready for that hand clap now, Crystal. See, if you do it with the music. Dun, 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 dun. See, then you can't mistake it. I think we need to mix it with the music. Because
We need to mix it with
outside
you.
of
Okay,
that...
I got you. So thank you.
Thank
for
you so
joining
much.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
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 Oh, is it Namaste?
You know what?
Okay,
Krista?
let's do it again. So thank you for joining. Shout out to our 18 Twitter
Woo-woo.
followers. And our
16
16
Yeah,
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
You're on the right side of
followers.
history.
You're in on the
Yeah.
ground level. When we start giving away
Yes,
prizes.
we're going to remember.
We won't forget
It's
you.
you.
We won't forget you.
Yes.
Okay. So what is it?
Namaste.
Namaste, boo. Namaste.
Namaste. Because we still don't have a catchy say.
Good Lord.
That's catchy. Namaste.
It's all coming together.